Got some quick hitting stuff for you, Brad, and then we could hop into the chat and then get out of here. But it is National Bison Month this month, so shout out to Hoosier the Bison. Big shout out to Hoosier the Bison. Glad to have you back in our life.
I don't even know what he looks like. I feel like it's been too long. He's holding out on me.
Patience is a virtue, young Brad.
I might just tweet at him, like, send me a selfie, something like that.
Tomorrow night,
how I get him to reveal his face, is I just ask him for a selfie and he does it.
Tomorrow night,
inside account.
Tomorrow night, Wednesday, July 2nd, Curtis Rourke is going to be on some Blue Jays stream. We're going to retweet it from the podcast account. So Curtis Rourke live talking baseball, probably talking some Hoosiers, who knows, but anything that the Maple Missile does, I'll be tuned into. So shout out to Rourke.
A legend at IU.
An absolute legend. Indiana, the university, signed a licensing agreement with CLC, a licensing agency. In theory, this should allow, it's the first time Indiana's gone outside of house for any of this stuff, but it should allow for better merch. And we've already seen a replica basketball jersey drop for the first time, I think, either in a really long time or ever. I know at the beginning of the show, I said we weren't going to talk any basketball. And that's true for this show. Prince Alexander Moody committed, and he's been like an awesome follow on Twitter. And it looks like a really great kid to bring into the program. We'll cover that in a separate video. We'll talk basketball either later in the week or over the weekend, something like that. But it just felt like we're getting a little bit behind the 8 ball in basketball. So put that to the side for now. What else we got here?
Love a DMV shooting guard.
Yep.
Can you name a DMV shooting guard that played for Indiana in the last 15 years? Victor Oladipo.
I'm not getting crucified by Indiana historians again. I'm the football guy. Leave me alone. Fernando Mendoza, for you gamblers out there, is plus 6,000 on DraftKings to win the Heisman. That's just screaming value. And then kind of the last thing I wanted to get into, Brad, was we hit on it a little last week. It hit the general public when Michael Niziolek released his article about the UVA series cancellation. There was a lot of upset people. There was a lot of Purdue fans upset for whatever reason. There was even Indiana fans were upset for some reason. I thought it was extremely odd. But Virginia is not a school that Indiana is afraid of. Virginia is a team Kurt Signetti literally beat with JMU. Like that's not like canceling a series with Alabama. Like it's not going to drastically change the schedule.
They're probably trying to replace them with like a better school.
It got replaced with Kennesaw State. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we still have room on that. I don't think that's how it goes. Like, what year is this?
2027.
Didn't they have a home and home? So it's 27, 2028.
I think it was 2029 or something like that.
Hold on. Let me get there. Hold on. Okay, yeah, maybe 2027. Yeah, we did replace with Kennesaw State. Oh, yeah, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, and UMass. Honestly, let's just keep the big going.
Let's
just
fuck it. Who
keep
cares?
scheduling these cupcakes. Hey, Mark, good news. We got Notre Dame in 2030.
Yeah.
Honestly,
by that time, they'll all be in the same
Kentucky. We
conference,
should be playing Kentucky. If we have an open spot, just be like, hey,
Brad, Kentucky doesn't want that smoke.
What are you doing? Come over, Kentucky.
Kentucky does not want that smoke.
Go to. It's been a long time, stranger. Come over. Yeah, like 2026. Oh, we play Colorado State next year. How fun is that? Play the Rams. And we got an open slot.
I missed when John said this earlier, but when we were talking about Mark's book, we said, I hope one of Indiana's 49 wins in the 90s in the book.
Yeah, John, I usually shout you out, but I mean, that was electric at the time. I should have shouted you out. That was hilarious. I was laughing. Don't worry. That's like, what is that like average? Less than 5 wins a year. Man. Oh man. She Yogi on my Hoosier till it's Farrell. That's good, Jay Wiz. Very nice. Very nice.
Jay Wiz said the Metro Indianapolis area isn't bad on the gridiron. No, it's actually not. The biggest problem that area runs into is the fact that players like Cameron McKinney end up going to Florida.
Yeah.
So it's not as strong as it probably should be. But no, especially if you're just skimming off the top, there's more than enough talent in Indiana. And if you look at the in-state kids they grabbed in this class, like it's they're doing a really good job.
Yeah, I don't think they brought in 5 Indiana kids by desperation.
No.
I think they evaluated and saw that they're good enough to play on their program instinct-wise and physically. So, yeah, they brought them in. So, yeah, shout out Indiana high school football.
Shout out to Indiana high school football. This is very famously a Lawrence North podcast.
Oh, very famously. Munched on sales, Showtime
Are
sales.
we the biggest Lawrence North podcast, not only in the nation, but the world?
Yeah, because I'm like a huge CJ Gunn fan, too. I love
Throwback
CJ Gunn.
to that's a real deep cut for the listeners.
He still has potential. I saw that putback dunk against Troy.
No, I'm talking about
good.
not only in the nation but the world.
Yeah, probably number 1 Lawrence North. State title 4x1 team. State title 4x4 team this year. There we go. Shout out Davion Chandler. Shout out Showtime Sales.
Shout him out. PK says Purdue shouldn't play anybody over 500.
That was off my.
If you're gonna lose the games anyway, I guess it doesn't matter who you're gonna play.
Yeah, I know. Like they can play Bama,
Oh, PK, I did not see this question. How should Michigan be? He said, "How should Michigan be disciplined or not?" And he was going to ask Mark, and that is a great question. And I'll try and get an answer for you, PK.
Slap on the wrist.
Yeah, they're not getting in trouble. Actually, it's funny if you check the Voice of College Football.
I actually
Michigan
don't think
channel,
what they did was all that bad, to be honest. Obviously, you got to make an example out of them, but like, come on.
The voice of college
how about
football
the play on the field, guys? Like you should, like in theory, like in football, you should know what play you're running on offense and still be able to run it anyways. That's kind of the whole like philosophy of it. So it's really not that bad. But
I was gonna say the Voice of College Football Michigan show is phenomenal. TJ runs that one over there, and they do an awesome job. And so but the way he's been talking about it is like he even made a joke about it today on Twitter, where it's like I thought we were getting slapped on the wrist as like Carter Meadows commits. So it's like there is no punishment. There's no punishment for Michigan. TJ's a great follow.
It's not happening. Yeah, and then I'm gonna go. Says it'll be interesting to see how we do at Oregon and Penn State. Sig admitted that going silent count hurt us at Ohio State. 100%. That's definitely what happened. And like they were timing up the silent count, and given Ohio State JTT Sawyer those fuckers up the middle. I mean, we didn't have a shot. And well, Katic, I think they're going to be able to learn from that Ohio State experience and be able to, move forward. And with this big O-line rehaul that we were able to do, replace Katic, love Katic, big upgrade getting Pat Coogan.
Well, he's literally been talking about how he couldn't hear his left guard at Ohio State. Like he just wasn't able to hear any of the calls, nothing. Like in Katic, sidebar on Katic real quick, his like Barstool content machine is starting to churn, and it's been phenomenal. It may be the only person
on Beach House. How about that?
Maybe the only person who could have turned me on Barstool Tate, but like not that I wasn't like I secretly respect Tate because of how good he is at what he does, but like obviously he's a grifter, and so it's like he's posting shit to piss me off. But it's like I've become a fan of Barstool Tate through Mike Katic. So it's like the Katic content machine has been incredible. But like he's literally said like he couldn't hear shit at Ohio State. Like that was a massive problem.
PK is calling me out with my CJ Gunn comment.
Get him, PK.
Crean. Like, who is this guy?
I want to point out that somebody made a comment to us like, guys, Tom Crean's been gone. Like, drop the conversation. I tried to move on from the Tom Crean conversation.
No, it was
about
me.
12
being
times.
A maniac. I was just being a maniac. You
were like blinders. You're like a horse.
Because it's like goes against my whole philosophy of just like, looking back and kind of his resume, he was kind of flailing out. So maybe I was stepping out of line, but like sustainability is important when it comes to, getting to the championship level. And, so firing your coach, I think, I feel like people like to fire their coaches on a whim as opposed to actually putting thought into it. And, if you want to start over, you just want to start over, but you got to accept what might happen when you decide to start over, and that it might be the grass is not always greener.
I can't believe we're still talking about Tom Crean.
But I was just saying my philosophy as a whole. I didn't even say Crean.
Okay.
Well, now
John said, I hope Sig learned from the OSU game because I timed the snap count from my couch when Lynch moved his left arm. That's so funny. I think they did. I think they did learn. I'm with Gruden. Just eliminate the clap. Just go to have the quarterback scream. I'm with it. Brad, you got any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. We are loaded. We are fucking loaded. We're gonna be so much better than we were last year. Excited to talk about the new commitment that we got. Obviously, we're ramping up the football season, so like IC basketball is on the back burner. We could do a quick little episode. I still got to crunch the tape on him because I'm not gonna like
No, I'm
crunch
thinking
tape
like
on a guy if
15,
if he's not committed yet. I'm just not gonna do it.
I'm thinking 15, 20 minutes like Wednesday or Thursday night the video comes out where it's just like, here's what's happening in basketball, here are the thoughts, and it doesn't get just like crammed in with football because there's just so like you're right. We're ramping up towards the season. Like I had 4 pages of notes for this show and 3/4 of it was football. So it's like there is no off season for the voice of college football.
There is no. I mean, as of right now, we are a football school. Obviously, that hurts to hear. Like, we can still have a good basketball team being a football school, guys. Look at Bama. Look at Auburn. Look at I don't know, name a school. Name Purdue. They're at its core, they're a football school, and they haven't been good. It's been kind of reversed. It's kind of like we've done like a little parent swap with Purdue. Like we're the football school and they're the basketball school. I know that might be hard to hear, but that's just the reality of the situation. And hopefully, this Prince Moody guy will be the catalyst of change to get us back as the premier basketball school at Indiana.
I love it. Please share.
Great state of.
Please like, share, comment, subscribe to Indiana at the Voice of College Football on YouTube. You can follow us at Indiana VOCFB on Twitter. Follow me at Alec Keyser. Follow Brad at Bradley_Loomis8. The podcast comes out on Spotify, on Apple. You can follow us on Instagram. I'll have an article coming out on vocfb.com probably next week. Again, that's going to be one of the the bigger things that I've written. We'll talk basketball later in the week, so be on the lookout for that. And appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Thank you to Mark Rogers for coming on. Appreciate the conversation he had with us, talking Indiana football and messing around with us. And John's right, baby. 60 days to kick off. We'll be back next week.
We're so close. You think Mark's going to actually invite me to the Phil Steele show? I hope so. That'd be awesome. My dreams would be like, I'd be like, good. I'm like, life, honestly. I'd be like,
go Hoosiers.
Met the guy. Go Hoosiers.
Go Hoosiers.